Hi there, my name's Bill Meeks, and this is my television pilot, Infinite Tina. Now, a description of the series. After a bad breakup, a girl abandons her dream job to go jaunting around the multiverse, aided by her smartphone, VICCI. Her transitions send her through countless alternate versions of her life as she attempts to discover who she should become. In the pilot episode, Tina finds herself on a world where a secret government project gave every American the power to read minds. When she lands at a dinner party, she's caught between a jealous husband and his friend. She'll have to think quick to save this Tina's marriage before she's stuck on her Earth forever. Now, we have a full cast here who I'll introduce to you at the end of the show. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments, questions, or are interested in producing Infinite Tina, please email me at bill@universebox.com or tweet me at Bill Meeks. And now, Infinite Tina. Infinite Tina, written by Bill Meeks, a one-hour pilot, The Empty Place Where Love Should Be. Teaser. Exterior, blackness. A violin concerto plays over a peaceful narration.
I'm electric.
Exterior, the multiverse. We see a cosmic cloud swirling in the vast emptiness of space.
I am the sun and the stars and the wind and the air.
As we zoom in, dozens of Earths come into focus, some very much like our own, others only slightly familiar. A steampunk Earth with pipes and cogs orbiting around it. A lush green planet without a city light to be seen. They extend out in all directions from one central Earth. The farther away from the center, the more transparent they appear.
I am the melody God strums on the strings of the universe.
We zoom in on the central Earth. The narration rises in intensity with the violin, both nearing climax.
I am pure possibility spliced together with skin.
We're tight on the central Earth. A black hole expands over Middle America. A white light engulfs the surrounding stars. We realize it's no longer a planet, but a human eye we're looking at. The pupil, a dreamy mixture of green and blue.
I am.
Interior, Stepford dining room, night. We zoom out from the eye to reveal Tina Infantino, mid-20s. She is seated at a dining room table, clothed in a full-skirted red check shirt with a wide collar like something you'd see Donna Reed wearing back in the 50s. She's got the frilly apron, too. In the window behind her sits a suburban street with cookie-cutter houses all painted the same shade of beige.
Apparently the center of attention tonight.
Angle, the other side of the table. Four faces stare into the camera. Sitting to Tina's right is Jack Stepford, early 40s, built like a retired substitute math, clashing green jacket and blue tie. He's fuming.
Are we gonna keep fighting, or can we have a nice fucking meal for once?
Tina looks down at her food. She takes her apron and scoops up some mashed potatoes.
Eat?
She gobbles down the potatoes. Jack grumbles, then takes a swig from his Gettleman Milwaukee beer. The other guests resume eating, but nobody dares speak. Next to Jack is Andre De Faustino, an oily-looking man in a wrinkled flannel with a Dresden Dolls t-shirt underneath. Tina takes him in as she chews her potatoes.
The Dresden Dolls. I love the Dresden Dolls. Whatever world I'm on, at least they have good music. He's not bad, actually. Kind of cute, and found him on the beach and brought him home for supper kind of way.
Andre winks at her. She looks down, noticing a wedding ring on her finger. She looks at Jack, who shovels a fork full of meat into his mouth.
Sorry, Dresden. Looks like I already found my Prince Charming.
Jack looks up from his food and locks eyes with Tina.
You think I'm an idiot?
Only when you act like one.
Jack looks intently at Tina, searching for something behind her eyes that isn't there anymore. Sitting to Tina's right is Lana Kincaid, 40s, a blonde with a short boy's style cut. She's dressed in a suit jacket with a dress shirt underneath. Georgina Delroy, mid-20s, sits next to her, dressed in the same 50s housewife getup as Tina.
She's cut to rights, Jack. That's the one thing about wives.
She leans in and gives Georgina a peck on the cheek.
Sometimes they know us better than we know ourselves.
Jack wipes off his sweaty brow with the back of his sleeve.
But how well do we know them? I mean, these broads spend their whole day alone in a house we bought for them. What do you think they get up to?
Georgina is excited. She knows this answer.
I clean dust bunnies out from under the furniture. I've been collecting them in a big pile out in the garage for years. Sometimes I go out there and flop down in it like it's a big pile of hay.
A beat. Nobody acknowledges her statement.
Some days it feels like I'm coming home to a goddamn stranger.
Jack shovels more food into his mouth, then gestures at Andre with his fork.
Count yourself lucky that you don't have a little woman back home. Makes it goddamn impossible to concentrate.
Well, you can hardly tell. If this little lady is distracting you, maybe we could all use a little more distraction.
Jack wraps his fingers around the steak knife and leans in.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd just love to have Tina all to yourself.
Andre's eyes go to the steak knife, to Tina, and back to Jack.
Whoa, okay. Who slipped something into my old pal's gentleman's, huh? You're talking crazy, man. Look, you're freaking everybody out.
Flecks of food pop off Jack's lip with every word.
Stop pretending like I don't see you right through you, old pal.
Jack slams his fist on the table. The wine glasses clatter. We hear Tina's quick breaths as we cut close on her eyes.
Okay, this guy is big, like weightlifter big. Right now he's angry with Mr. Greasy over there, but if he turns it around on me, I am well and truly screwed. I've picked up dozens of skills since I started transitioning between realities.
Exterior, pirate ship, night. Tina, in full pirate garb, is dueling Blackbeard.
Swashbuckling.
Interior, office day. Tina sits at an old-fashioned desk under a flickering incandescent light bulb, scratching notes into a thick ledger.
Accounting.
Interior, church basement. Tina sits in a knitting circle with a dozen old ladies who chat while skillfully working their needles.
Knitting.
Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Jack stands. He's even taller than we thought.
Nothing in the multiverse has ever prepared me to go up against a 200-pound reject from the WWE.
Jack turns his attention to Tina. His eyebrows are arched over his eyes like a caveman's brow. Tina takes a sip of wine. Tart.
You have got to be kidding me. Andre, really, Jack?
Jack places his gigantic hairy hand over Tina's.
This doesn't concern you, dear. Why don't you go get the mincemeat pie from the chicken while the men talk this out?
Oh, but this guy burns me. I guess it's all too complicated for a simple little woman like me to understand.
Georgina jumps up from her seat and sweeps up the empty dishes from the table like a magician cleaning up a trick.
Here, I can help you.
Lana grabs Georgina's hand and pulls her back down into the seat. Georgina contorts to save the dishes from crashing to the ground.
You'll stay right here. I don't trust you with 1 second with this little hussy.
Tina's anger flares across her eyes.
A hussy? If you don't count my first transition...
Exterior, beach, night. Close shots of bodies writhing around each other. We catch glimpses of Tina's face, mixed in with other strange faces in various states of sexual arousal, ending on a clown laughing. His white makeup ends at his neck, mixing with sweat as it drips down his naked torso. Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Tina's face is red, either from embarrassment or arousal.
Which I don't. I've only been with 2 guys. Then again, I don't know the details of this Tina's life. She might be a total hoe bag.
Georgina pulls away from Lana.
I'm only being polite, dear.
Jack grabs Tina's hand, squeezes it. Tina winces as she tries to pull it back.
Honey, please, you're hurting me. I love you. You know that.
Tina turns to Georgina and Lana.
As for you, I don't even swing that way. Now can we all just calm down and have a darn slice of pie?
Jack looks down at his plate like a puppy dog ashamed of the mess his owner just found by the front door. Lana looks away too.
Ha! I think I scared her.
Lana jumps up and grabs Tina by the arm.
Closeted bitches like you don't scare me. Never have.
Close on Tina. She's confused.
Weird. It's almost like she's...
Reading your mind?
Tina gasps. Andre perks up. He's finally following the conversation.
I knew there was something off here. You're not her at all, are you?
Well, shit. If they can hear me thinking, then they must know about...
The multiverse, is that what you called it? Yeah, we heard about you and your transitions.
Jack stands, wraps his hand around the back of Tina's head.
Tell you what, you get my Tina Stepford, back into this body, and we'll let you waltz off to your next goddamn adventure.
You think I can just control this? If I could just summon alternate Tinas from across the multiverse, I would have played way more pranks on my ex by now.
Tina's eyes dart around the room, looking for her phone.
No, if I'm going to bring your Tina back, I need my phone. I need VICCI.
Well, then you better find her then.
Jack shoves Tina out of her chair. She clips her shoulder on the table as she falls to the floor.
No, Jack, she's too important.
Andre jumps up and wraps his arms around Jack's neck. They fall back on the table. Food flies everywhere as they tussle. Andre lands a punch across Jack's jaw. Jack smiles and bites down on Andre's arm. Low on Tina as she scrambles back against the wall, rubbing her shoulder.
Abuse? Outdated gender roles? Mind readers fighting over me?
The gravy boat smashes against the wall next to Tina's head, spraying gravy across her face.
What the freak?
End of teaser. Act 1. Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Tina cowers against the wall as Jack and Andre tussle on the floor next to her.
If everybody on this world can read minds, then why can't I? Doesn't seem fair. I've been to worlds where people have abilities before.
Exterior, downtown Chicago, day. We see the Chicago skyline across the water. The sky is filled with winged humans swinging around the Willis Tower. Tina soars through the air, beating her rainbow-striped wings and laughing at the absurdity of it all.
Bird Earth, designation universe G minor, where humans had wings and hollow bones.
Exterior, ocean, day. Tina floats in the dark blue water, eyes bulging as she struggles to swim towards the surface.
On Waterworld, designation universe F sharp diminished. I was extracting oxygen from the water with my new lungs the instant I transitioned in.
Tina takes in a deep breath of water and smiles. Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Lana is standing over Jack and Andre now, trying to separate them. Georgina scrubs the wall obsessively, trying to clean up the gravy. She smiles at Tina, still up against the wall.
So why didn't I start reading minds the second I landed at this dinner table? Why didn't I realize they knew who I was before they told me?
Lana pulls Andre off Jack, who is still on the ground with a welt forming on his cheek. Tina stands, then starts opening drawers and looking behind the furniture to find her phone.
Lana, this is between me and Jack.
Jack gets up. Lana steps between him and Andre. Jack shouts around her.
You still think she's as fun as a fine-tip pen, asshole?
Andre's face goes white. He takes a step back.
She told you about that, huh?
Told me about it. It's all she's been thinking about for weeks now. Do you have any idea how hard it is to heal that shit 1,000,000 times a day?
Tina digs through the bowl of fake fruit in the middle of the table.
Looks like you guys have a lot to talk about, and I have a phone to find and a mission to complete. How about you help me find it, let me do what I came here to do, and by the time your Tina gets back, you'll have it all sorted out.
Not a chance, young lady.
Tina drops the fruit, straightens up, looks him dead in the eye.
Don't call me young lady.
Jack taps his temple.
Oh yeah, you just hate being called that, don't you, young lady?
Lana pulls Jack aside.
Stop being an asshole for a second. Think about Project Olympus. Don't you get it? She's proof of Dr. Williamson's local variance theory. We have her. Forget flight. Forget telekinesis. She might have the secrets of the universe.
With Jack distracted, Tina snatches his steak knife off the table and waves it around as she backs up towards the kitchen door.
Whoa, 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 back it up. I told you, I'm just the passenger on this train. I'm not the conductor. If you want answers,
Jack lunges at her, knocking her to the ground. A flash of movement and he's on top of her, holding her wrist. Lana pries the knife from Tina's hand, then tosses it back on the table.
Let me go!
She struggles, but it's useless. It's physics. He's simply too large for her to have any effect. She relaxes her body but keeps her mind sharp, waiting for a moment. Jack gestures to the purple curtains on the window, which are tied back with golden ropes.
Andre, untie those drapes and bring me the cord.
Andre rubs his arm.
You're the one we should be tying up, you jealous prick.
Jack struggles to turn his head control.
Just because I'm a prick doesn't mean I'm wrong. Now, you don't want to march down to Director Delroy's office and tell him we let the most important scientific discovery since the dust cloud get away. You class clown shtick has kept you employed for this long, but Delroy isn't going to laugh if you screw this up. Not one bit.
Andre considers this. It's a good point. He unties the ropes as Lana and Jack lift Tina into a chair. They tie her hands to the arms of the chair.
Okay, now. Shit. I need to pee. I trust you two for a minute.
Jack and Andre stare each other down. Nothing doing.
Well, I guess I'll have to go right here.
Lana squats down.
No. Just hurry the hell up.
Trust me, I don't want to miss a second of this.
Wait, I need to pee too.
The group ignores her. Lana exits through the kitchen door.
So I've got to hold it?
Jack and Andre stare at each other. Their expressions are changing, like they're holding a silent conversation. Tina notices.
What if they're talking about me with their thoughts?
Jack looks at Tina.
Crap. They're totally talking about me. Fine. Have your little conversation. Keep yourselves busy until I can find Vicky and get the hell out of here.
So what is this Vicky?
Shit! I really need to be more careful with my thoughts.
Jack grabs a handful of Tina's hair and pulls her head back until she's looking up at him. Georgina raises her hand.
Shouldn't we wait until my wife gets back?
Shut up. Tell me about Vicky. Who is she? Where did she come from? How do we get her to bring back my wife?
Fuck off.
She spits in his face. He reels.
I'm not telling you shit.
Jack smiles as he places his hand on Tina's head.
Fine. You don't have to.
Tina's eyes roll back in her head. We catch flashes. Transition. The multiverse. A sprawling landscape made of glass. That clown again.
Ow! What is he? Wait. These are all my transitions. It's like it's happening all over again.
Exterior. Townhouse. Day.
Wait. My parents' house? I haven't been there since the day this all started.
Super. Several months prior. Interior. Living room. Day. Tina bursts through the front door. Her mom and dad, 50s, sit on the couch watching TV. Mom wears a sundress. Dad is dressed in gym shorts, a plain white t-shirt, sandals, and white crew socks.
We broke up. I hope you two are happy.
Mom goes to respond, but Dad puts his hand on her arm and shakes his head. Tina storms through the room and climbs the stairs. Interior, Tina's bedroom. Day. Tina slams the door as she enters. Blue plastic tubs sit around the room, some filled, some empty. Tina stands in front of an Eat, Pray, Love poster. She rips it off the wall and throws it in the trash bin next to her desk. She stops in front of a Monty Python and the Holy Grail poster, starts to carefully remove it, then thinks better of it and sticks it back to the wall. She goes to her dresser and lights an apple pie scented candle, breathing in the thick smoke floating off the wick. A knock. Tina leaps at the door to lock it before whoever is on the other side can get it open.
Tina, honey, please don't be mad at us. We just want you to have a full and happy life.
Tina kicks the door. Too hard. She winces as she sinks down and hunches over.
Then maybe you shouldn't have fucking blackmailed me into moving, mother. What rational adult threatens to not pay their kids' student loans after promising they would?
You don't just turn down a job offer right after college, especially one that's so perfect for you.
If Jim isn't there, it's not perfect.
Honey, I know it seems like the end of the world, but young love never lasts anyways. Better you to go to Houston and host a show than go to New York with Jim and have your heart broken when he starts dating one of his students.
Tina pulls at her hair.
Can you not? You don't know the first thing about love. Just because Dad couldn't keep it in his pants doesn't mean every guy is like that.
Silence on the other side of the door. Good. Tina smiles. A beat.
One day, I hope your daughter talks to you like that, young lady.
No worry there, mother. You just cost me the only guy I've ever considered having a kid with.
You don't mean that. You'll find somebody new. Now pack up the rest of your things. They'll be dropping the pot off in a few hours. Your brothers will be home so him and your dad can help you bring everything down. Then maybe we can go to Guston's for one last family dinner.
Whatever.
The sound of stomping feet in the hallway. Tina exhales. Cut to interior bedroom day. Tina is putting some books in a blue plastic tub. Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein, a few dozen dog-eared Babysitters Club books, How to Be a TV Host. She picks up a framed Rutgers diploma off her bed and peels the sale sticker off the glass, then places it in the bin and snaps the lid back on. Cut 2, interior closet day. Tina pulls dresses off their hangers one by one and tosses them into a tub. Interior bedroom day. Tina slides her top dresser drawer open. It's full of bras and underwear. Something in the drawer vibrates. Didn't she leave that at Jim's place? Tina checks the door, then pulls back a zebra print bra. A smartphone buzzes underneath. She picks it up to examine it. Dozens of buttons glued on the back, grouped by colors bleeding from red to orange to yellow to blue to purple. She presses the home button. The screen lights up with a multicolored swirling particle. A violin mnemonic blasts from the speaker.
Welcome, new user.
VICCI, the smartphone, speaks in a nasally voice with an attitude halfway between Sarah Silverman and Christian Shaw. A cartoon face with feminine eyes appears on her screen.
Please look directly into the camera for identification.
Tina holds the phone in front of her face. A green light scans her features. The face on the screen smiles.
Thank you. I've cataloged your unique facial features and triangulated your spiritual essence.
Spiritual essence? Sounds like a bunch of New Age bullshit.
She taps on the screen. No icons. Just the same animated face that isn't very receptive to being poked at.
How the hell do you even use it?
It? I'm a she. And I stopped letting people use me a long time ago, sister woman.
Wait, you can understand me?
Well, when I'm not suffocating in your old training bra, sure. Zebra print? Why not leopard print instead? At least leopards are predators. Zebras are prey. Don't be anybody's prey, especially if they're already down to your bra.
Tina chuckles. She likes this phone. Very her.
Want to swing me around the room so I can map out the environment?
Tina spins around the room, a shutter sound effect going off in rapid succession. A 3D model of the room appears on the screen. Tina's fingers pinch and zoom the rendering.
Neat. What should I call you?
VICCI, which stands for Vocal Interactive Companion / Concurrent Interface. I'm your fast friend here to guide you through this world and any others we might come across on our adventures together.
Adventures? Are you sure you're mine? I just broke up with my boyfriend. I don't exactly feel like going on adventures.
A pie chart appears on Vicky's screen. 64% red, 36% blue.
Which is exactly why we should leave right now. Studies show that 64% of recently single persons get over it quicker if they remove themselves from familiar surroundings as soon as possible. Sadly, that remaining 36% almost never get over it.
The blue chunk of the pie chart morphs into a woman, tears streaming down her face.
They become lonely ghost people wandering the streets at night, or worse.
The woman morphs into an old lady in a rocking chair, cats swarming her like a plague of roaches.
They become crazy cat ladies who eventually get eaten in their sleep.
The cats feast on the old lady.
Me? A cat lady? But I'm freewheeling, fun-loving Tina from New Brunswick. There's no way I'll ever become a cat lady.
Vicky's voice echoes around Tina's head.
That's what every potential cat lady says.
Tina drops the phone, throwing her hands up around her ears.
You're in my head! How the hell are you doing that?
Binaural Bluetooth. It allows me to speak to you telepathically in case of capture, arrest, or if you need to rest your voice after a hard night of belting out me and Bobby McGee at karaoke.
Tina scoops up Vicky off the floor.
Well, you shouldn't invade someone's head without asking. I don't know what you know about humans, but we like to have a little privacy.
Then why do humans tweet so much?
Tina sits, then lays down on her bed. She stares at the screen as she takes in the smell of the purple comforter she's had since she was a kid.
So adventures, huh? What kind of adventures? Where do you come from, anyway?
So many questions. What about my privacy, huh? Look, where I come from isn't important. I was built in a city just like every other city you've ever seen, really. As for adventures, where do you want to go?
Tina's eyes light up.
Like, could we go to Maui?
A satellite photo of Maui appears on Vicky's screen.
Think bigger.
The satellite photo zooms out from Maui to Earth, then pulls further back through the stars as they twist in the middle like a piece of bow tie pasta. Dozens of Earths spiral out in every direction.
What if I told you the possibilities were infinite? Any world you can imagine is right out that window, just waiting for us to explore.
Tina jumps up and runs to the window. Outside, it's the same boring street that's been there since she was a teenager.
There's nothing out there. What the hell are you talking about?
On the screen, a female stick figure like you'd see on the ladies' room door.
Okay, stick with me for a minute. So there's you, right? Tina Infantino. You're the result of thousands of decisions you've made, or that your parents made, or that your parents' parents made. But what if they'd chosen differently?
The female stick figure morphs into a male stick figure.
You'd be a totally different person with different hopes and dreams and genitals. On this world, nobody made those decisions, but with those decisions presented themselves, they created other possibilities. Each of those possibilities created a whole new reality where, in this example, you're totally a dude.
Not sure I'm following.
Maybe I'm confusing the issue.
The female stick figure reappears on screen, standing in front of two doors marked A and B.
Pretend you've come to two doors. This is a decision point. You have three choices here. Go through door A.
The female stick figure goes through door A. The image resets.
Go through door B, where a bear is waiting to eat you.
The female stick figure goes through door B. Screams and bear noises. The image resets.
Or you could screw off and avoid the doors entirely.
The female stick figure flips the doors off, then exits stage right.
So you make your choice to avoid both doors, but another world exists where you made the eaten by a bear decision. What if I told you we could travel to that world?
But why would I want to do that?
Well, you wouldn't, but we could. There are an infinite number of worlds out there, created by different decision points.
On the screen, domesticated dinosaurs the size of dogs romp around at a park while their human masters enjoy a picnic.
On some, the dinosaurs never died.
On the screen, a billboard. Paul Walker is Pinocchio.
On others, maybe the only difference is there was only one Fast and the Furious movie instead of 17 or whatever.
Wait, is this like those multiverse thing from comic books my ex-boyfriend was always talking about?
On the screen, a picture of Earth. More Earths start pouring out of it like water out of a faucet till the screen is filled with them.
Yes, exactly. I want to take you on the tour of the multiverse. No cost to you, no credit card required. A limited time offer. Act now.
Tina turns the phone around and tries to pry off the back.
Is this a joke? Who the hell put you in my drawer? Where the hell do you come from?
Stop that! I'm here to help you. It's no joke. Would you care for a practical demonstration? I'll just need you to accept the terms of service.
A modal window appears on screen. There's a wall of text to scroll through, but Tina hits the accept button without reading a word. Exterior, the multiverse. A tunnel of rainbow-colored light streaks across Tina's face. Dimensions stretch, distort, until she pops into exterior, Times Square day. Tina stands in a pile of rubble, wearing black leather armor with dirt smudged across her face. The sky is red. Black smoke hangs over the city like a storm cloud. The buildings are crumbling. A dog barks in the distance. Tina goes to ask VICCI a question, but realizes her hand is empty.
What the hell?
VICCI's muffled violin mnemonic sounds from under a fallen billboard.
Over here!
Tina struggles to lift the corner of the billboard. VICCI is wedged in the dirt underneath. Tina picks her up and wipes off the screen. The green light washes over Tina's face. VICCI's cartoon face appears on the screen.
Where are we?
End of the world, Ma. This is a dystopian world. Those are popular with the kids these days, right?
A large shadow moves across the ground. A giant ship hovers in the air above Tina. Its shiny silver surface a stark contrast to the gritty remains of New York City on the ground.
What's that?
On the screen, a schematic of the ship appears with helpful text labels pointing out the laser cannons, shield arrays, and meat-bone separating station.
Oh, that? Nothing. Just a warship left by the Martians after the Great War. Trivia. It's designed to kill any humans it finds on sight.
Tina ducks down behind a dried-out bush growing through its cracked sidewalk.
Humans like me?
Exactly.
Well, then maybe you should get me out of here before...
A red sphere mounted on the ship's underside glows. The laser cannon activates. A laser beam hits Tina's leg. She falls. Her head bounces off the pavement. Fade to black. Interior, Tina's bedroom, day. The light through the blinds hits Tina's eyes. She blinks. She's laying in the middle of a room. As she sits up, checks her leg. It's fine. She finds VICCI laying next to her on the floor. She picks up the phone and gets the green light scan.
Where did the armor go? I kind of liked it.
On the screen, a picture of Tina in the armor. Well, not exactly our Tina. This one has that 1,000-yard stare you see on soldiers after they come back to the States. She has an open wound on her leg where the laser hit her.
It's still on that world's Tina. Or what's left of her.
You mean she's...
Dead? Yep. Cooked crispy style. Don't blame yourself. It was bound to happen anyway. She was the last girl on Earth. Only a matter of time, really.
Tina stands and starts pacing around the room as she attempts to wrap her mind around what's just happened.
So wait, if I was in her clothes, does that mean I was in her body too? Is that why my leg isn't burned?
Not in her body, but you're on the right track. When you travel to another world, you become that world's Tina.
Then what happens to that world's Tina?
We move her spiritual essence to a secure location. Let's call that home base. She waits there safe and sound until you transition to the next world.
And who decides when I transition or what world I go to next?
My boss. The same person who designed me to help you. But don't you worry about that. They only want to make sure you're happy.
On the screen, a spiral of colors.
Now then, are you ready to go? We've got a whole multiverse to explore.
A knock on the door.
Tina, honey, are you almost done packing? Your pod is here.
Give me a minute.
Mom's footsteps are heard as she runs down the stairs.
Well, what's it going to be? Moving out with Mom and Dad or adventures in the multiverse with moi? You've already accepted the TOS, so it's not like you'll get a refund anyway. Come on, give the worlds a whirl.
On the screen, a prompt. Are you ready to begin? 2 buttons, yes or no. Close on Tina as she considers it.
Childhood or adulthood? Moving on or moving out? Houston or the universe? The familiar or the fantastic? When I think about it, when I let myself consider the pure possibility, there's only one answer.
Tina taps yes on the screen.
I wonder what sort of world I'm going to first.
Transition. Flashes of all the worlds we've seen. Bird Earth, pirates, that damn clown again. Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Tina yanks her head back out of Jack's hands.
Stop! You don't want to see that part.
Andre, leaning against the wall, perks up.
Why? What happened there?
Nothing worth repeating.
Lana enters in through the door from the kitchen. She picks up a napkin off the table to dry her hands. Georgina perks up. Finally, there's somebody she feels like she can talk to in this room. Rebecca, if you could take over for Lana, I think Monica dropped off.
Oh, no.
You need some hand towels in your bathroom, Jack? What'd I miss?
Me, I hope.
She runs up to Lana and tries to kiss her, but Lana isn't having it. Too much to do.
Not now, honey.
Lana pushes past Georgina, stands next to Jack, and crosses her arms. From Tina's perspective, Jack and Lana stare at Tina like she's a lab monkey locked in a cage, cold and clinical.
Did you find anything?
Jack shakes his head.
She wasn't lying. Based on the memories I extracted, her phone controls it.
Tina struggles against her bonds.
Exactly. I'm the passenger, not the conductor. Hell, as far as I know, my phone isn't even the conductor. I guess that would make her the wheels, the tracks, the train?
If she can get you the heck out of here and bring back my Tina, I don't care if she's the goddamn whistle.
Lana leans in and whispers to Jack. We see Tina react behind them.
Jack, we have a responsibility to bring this to Delroy before we do anything.
After we get my wife back, Delroy can dissect her for all I care.
Tina pulls against her bonds again. She grimaces. Andre crosses the room and kneels down next to her, inspecting the ropes.
Why do we have her tied down anyway? It's not like she's going to hurt us, right, darling? Why, I have a feeling if we let you breathe a little, you might even help us here.
Tina shakes her head yes. Andre smiles.
Sure, of course. You're going to need my help anyway. I'm the only one who can log into VICCI.
Jack scratches his head, looks at Lana. She nods.
You get one shot.
Andre unties Tina's hands. She rubs her red wrist.
Okay, it's magic time.
A soft tone comes from the china cabinet across the room. Tina runs over and pulls VICCI from the drawer. She takes a moment to remember the code phrase they'd agreed on months before to activate the auto lock.
VICCI, I need a good friend right now.
A few seconds pass. VICCI's screen springs to life. Her animated face appears.
Understood, Tina. Which scan would you like to use today?
Fingerprint scan, please.
Lana yanks VICCI away from Tina.
There's no way in hell we're letting you hold on to this. I'll hold it. You do the talking. Please present finger for print scan.
Lana grabs Tina's index finger, then holds it in front of the screen. A green light scans it.
Identity confirmed. Welcome, Tina. The OS is currently down for maintenance. Please enjoy this electropop fission playlist while you wait.
Some weird Philip Glass sounding music plays from Vicky's speakers while streaks of rainbow-colored light dance to the rhythm on our screen. Jack rolls his eyes and snatches the phone from Lana's hands. He presses the home button and shouts into the phone like it's an old-fashioned walkie-talkie and he's commanding troops in a rice paddy and Nam.
Vicky, return Tina Stepford to this dimension immediately.
The music stops. Vicky's cartoon face appears on screen.
Error. Unrecognized voice.
Good girl, Vicky. You don't want these psychos screwing with your settings.
If you don't bring my Tina back right fucking now, I'm gonna take care of this fake one myself.
She's upgrading the OS. She literally can't do anything until it's done.
Jack, calm down.
Lana reaches out for Jack's arm, but he pulls away, then stomps through the kitchen door. The room is silent for a moment. The remaining members of the group look confused. Tina leans down to examine a lavender vase in the corner.
This is nice. Where'd you get it?
How would we know?
Right. Gotcha.
Another moment of silence. Georgina gets an idea.
Well, if we can't get Jack's Tina back, you'll need somewhere to stay. Would you be interested in renting a condo? I can probably get you a good deal.
I'm really not.
Lana glares at her wife.
Not now, honey.
But Stephen was just saying the other day how friends and family are a completely untapped market in the real estate business.
Jack barges back into the room, holding Vicky in one hand with his other hand behind him, hidden behind him.
What a piece of shit.
He slams Vicky down on the table. He pulls the other hand from behind him to reveal a small pistol, about the size of a pack of playing cards. He points it at Vicky's screen. Lana approaches him carefully, afraid she'll set him off.
No, Jack. If you destroy that phone, you might never see your wife again.
Jack licks at the sweat dripping off his upper lip. He looks over at Andre as he speaks.
Hey, maybe it's for the best. I was going to use this gun on her. And Andre. Tonight. Maybe if I put a bullet in this phone, we don't need to worry about it. Maybe I start over with a brand new Tina. A redo. A reboot. A whole new chance at happiness. And what do you know? All I gotta do is pull this trigger.
Tina busts up laughing. She's falling into one of the chairs and wipes her eyes with her apron.
Oh, no. Are you serious? You think I just, take your wife's place? Permanently? Your actual wife thinks about another guy once and you're ready to kill her? You're a total psycho, dude. No thanks.
Let's see what you say when you run out of options.
Jack pulls the trigger. Bang! The bullet shatters the screen. Glass sprays everywhere.
Oh dear!
Georgina's arm is bleeding. A chunk of glass from the screen lodged inside it. Blood drips on her clean white apron. Lana runs to her side. Smoke pours out of Vicky as she catches fire. The battery pack got punctured. The fire spreads to the tablecloth. Jack smiles. He's breathing heavy as he wipes the sweat off his face with his sleeves. Tina isn't laughing anymore. A lavender blur flies by her face. The sound of glass shattering. Jack slumps on the table. Chunks of glass from the lavender vase strewn all around him. Andre jumps for the gun, tearing it from Jack's hand as he comes to. Andre winks at Tina.
Sorry about your phone.
Andre levels the gun at Jack as he lifts up his head.
Okay, Jackie boy, now settle down, lay back, and try not to bleed all over the floor. I think it's time we had a little chat.
End of Act 1. Act 2. Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Tina is seated in the chair, afraid to move while there's a gun in play. She eyes the burning remains of Vicky on the dining room table, picks up a water glass, and pours it on the flames. A sputter, a spark. The fire is out, and Vicky is dead. Lana has pulled the glass from Georgina's arm and wrapped it with her apron. They hold each other near the window. Jack is leaning back against the china cabinet. Blood pours from his temple. He's doing his best to catch it with his hand so it doesn't ruin the white carpeting he just finished paying off last month.
You should probably put some pressure on that. He's an asshole, but I don't think anyone wants to see him bleed out on the floor.
Andre snatches up a green napkin and tosses it in Jack's lap.
Good point. It'd kill me if he died.
He crosses over to Tina and puts his arm around her, resting the gun on his shoulder and keeping his eyes on Jack as he speaks to her.
You don't know this, but me and Jackie boy here go way back. Current situation aside, I love the dude.
You have a weird way of showing it. Current situation front and center. Can you please Move your arm. I don't know what you and his wife have cooking, but trust me when I tell you this Tina thinks you're a total creep.
Andre removes his arm, ever polite in the face of rejection.
Well, you aren't wrong. Most girls think I'm a little creepy until they get to know me. Take Tina Stepford.
Jack, who is holding the napkin up to his temple, bares his teeth like a rabid dog.
You don't speak her name, you lousy son of a bitch.
Please, Jack, if you cared so much about her, you should have started defending her years ago. Maybe if you spent a little less time at Project Olympus, you wouldn't have been so turned on by my little suggestion.
That's it. I'm gonna rip your goddamn head off.
Jack stumbles to his knees. Andre points the gun at him again.
Jackie boy, we're pals and all, but I'm more than willing to put a bullet or two in you if I have to.
Jack leans back against the china cabinet. He doesn't have as much fight in him as he thought he did.
Fine. You want to talk? Talk. Why don't you start with how long you've been wanting to sleep with my wife?
Andre sits at the head of the table. He keeps the gun on Jack, but is otherwise relaxed. He winks at Tina.
While her counterpart over there is quite the cutie, your Tina isn't really my type. It was, what can I say, it was more about you than her.
Lana gives Georgina a look.
Didn't I tell you he was gay?
Andre laughs.
What? No. Thanks, though. I'll take that as a compliment coming from you.
Andre's bottom lip trembles. We see some actual emotion in his eyes for the first time.
But it's not like that at all.
Tina perks up in her chair.
Ooh, this is getting juicy. Well then, what is it like?
You know how we used to stay up late back in college, how you used to tell me those stories about the war and how the only way we'd avoid another one was to make sure we had an advantage? Stirring stuff, my friend. And you were right as far as I could tell. When you dropped the ladder behind you on this Project Olympus thing, I thought we were about to change the world together.
Andre leans over and smiles at Tina.
This guy, you'd never know it to look at him, but he was a giant pimp back then. He'd bring a different girl out to Bailey's every Friday night for Beat the Clock. Hell, half the time he'd leave with someone else and I'd end up with the first girl. Work was good, life was good, we were good. Until that cloud showed up over Kansas and changed the world before we got the chance.
Cloud? What cloud?
I guess you wouldn't know about that, huh?
Exterior, Kansas field, night. The sky is filled with stars. The grass waves lazily in the wind. A teenage boy and teenage girl are making out in a small clearing under a tree. A flash. The tree is gone. So are the young lovers. A meteor smolders in the crater it created.
There was a meteor shower one night years ago.
Angle on the landscape. Meteors streak through the sky. Angle on the field from above. Red smoke pours out of each fresh hole.
Then this big red cloud showed up over Kansas.
Interior, command center. Two generals look at a satellite image of the United States. Kansas is covered by a red cloud. Interior, farmhouse, day. Edna, 70s, needs some dough on her cutting board. An orange cat sleeps on the windowsill.
You'd never believe it if you weren't here for it.
The orange cat sits up. And speaks. May I trouble you for a dish of water, Edna?
For a dish of water, Edna? Sun has made me mighty thirsty.
Edna jumps back, terrified. She slips and falls out of frame. Interior, Stepford dining room, night. Tina is engaged as Andre finishes his story.
All the farm animals started talking to the farmers. When we examined them at the project, we realized they weren't talking to us, they were thinking at us. After that discovery, we thought, well, what if we reversed it? What if we could pull thoughts from people's heads like these animals were pushing them into ours? What country would dare start World War IV if the Americans could read their minds? Not a one. With time and experimentation, Jack came up with a way to give the whole country the power to read minds overnight.
Jeez, how many marriages ended that day?
Oh, thousands. Mine for starters.
But aren't you two still married?
You bet your ass we are. Georgina was married to director Delroy once upon a time. I'd catch little glances from her when she'd come in to see him, but it was all pretty innocent. After tea day, I could hear what she was really thinking about me. I made my move and they were divorced within a week.
Just as well. Turns out he was sleeping with my friend Sheila.
Georgina snuggles closer to Lana.
He never supported me anyway. He never thought I was smart enough to become a realtor.
Lana flashes a terse smile, like she has her own unspoken doubts about her wife's abilities. Before Georgina can notice, Lana throws her hand around her waist.
My baby can do anything she sets her mind to.
Like screwing over Tim Delroy?
Andre stands, gesturing with the gun as he speaks.
Look, we're getting distracted. The important thing is that after all that went down, Jack stopped being, well, Jack. First, you wouldn't leave the lab. Not even for Saturday nights at Bailey's, man. Then they sent you to that big party up in D.C. and you met Tina. You guys were married within a couple months, right? After that, well, let's just say you stopped treating me like your friend and more like your little bitch boy.
Pathetic. You want to sleep with my wife because... Why? Because you weren't getting the tail, as much tail as you would be as my wingman anymore?
Andre shoves the gun in Jack's face. His hand is shaking.
Dude, I left my whole life behind to come here with you, man. To be a part of something. I haven't seen my parents in fucking years. We were supposed to do this together. Then we stumble across something huge and it's screw off, Andre. I'm getting my wife and mortgage and house in the suburbs.
Georgina leans forward.
How much do you pay here anyways? I bet we could help you refinance.
None of your damn business.
Never a bad time to make a sale, right? So, Andre, if I've got this straight, you never liked Tina Stepford at all?
No. I figured if I could get Jack thinking she liked me, maybe he'd, I don't know, leave her or something. Or at least he'd remember who his real friends are.
Seriously? Are you 12?
Bright light shines through the dining room window, hitting Tina in the eyes.
Jack, we know you're in there. Please, we can talk. We want everybody to walk out of there.
Andre runs to the window, looking out through the curtains.
Is that Delroy? What's he doing here?
With Andre distracted, Jack leaps forward and grabs his gun. He takes a step back and points the firearm at his former friend. His eyes are bulging out like they're trying to escape. He looks like a man heading for a heart attack.
Good question. As far as I remember, there's only one of us who could have called him.
He takes a few steps back, then swings the gun in Lana's direction. She's still holding pressure on Georgina's wound.
Think about what you're doing. We're still friends, right?
Don't give me that bullshit.
Bang! Lana grabs her stomach, but there's no blood coming out. Her leg, where the bullet hit, gives out from under her. She hits the floor. Georgina leans down beside her.
No, honey. No.
You've done it now, Jack. There's no coming back from this one. I only called Delroy because I didn't want you doing anything stupid. Then you go and shoot me and screw it all up.
You're a goddamn counselor, Lana. Why the hell does this girl matter to you?
Imagine what Tina could teach us about identity. She's lived dozens of lives. That has to change a person.
Tight on Tina.
She's right there. I haven't been transitioning long, but it's already getting hard to separate the me I am from the me I'm in.
Lana looks up at Tina as Georgina puts pressure on her wound.
See? She has a whole new school of psychotherapy floating around in that head.
Crap! It's so frustrating not being able to think anything without these freaks listening in. Maybe if I sing a little jingle or something, it'll keep my mind from wandering. If you need a car, don't have to go far. At 4th and Bar, Lucero Auto, drive like a star.
Well, sorry about my goddamn life is falling apart. And look, you can't even keep your own wife under control. Aren't you reading her mind? All she can think about is screwing this imposter.
Lana cracks a pained smile and caresses Georgina's hair.
See, that's where you and I are different. I don't have to read my wife's mind to know that I can trust her. If she falls for somebody else, there's nothing I can do to change it. Maybe if you put a little more faith in your Tina, she'd have a little more faith in you.
Blue and red lights flash in the window.
Put the gun down, Jack, or we're going to send people in there to stop you.
Enough of this bullshit!
He grabs Tina's arm and pulls her towards the kitchen door.
Come on, you're gonna help me find my wife so we can settle some things.
Stop this, Jack. I don't give a shit about your wife. I just want my friend back.
Her thoughts about you were plenty real. Now everybody down on their bellies, or I'm shooting the lot of you.
Fine, fine. Just don't hurt her, okay? She has nothing to do with this.
Andre lies down on his stomach. Lana flips over, wincing as she does.
I can't. My arm. It hurts too much to...
Come on, I'll help you.
Lana steadies Georgina's injured arm as she lies down, then kisses her wife gently on the forehead. Exterior, patio, night. Jack shoves Tina out through the open sliding glass door onto a sparsely lit patio with folding lawn furniture and a grill. The red and blue lights from out front light their way past the pool and the fire pit. At the back fence, Jack rips a few planks off to make an opening wide enough to wiggle through. Jack shoves Tina through the opening. Her dress catches on her nail, tearing it.
Watch it!
Jack follows her through, then puts the boards back in place. Not perfect, but it'll fool anybody at a glance. Jack grabs Tina's arm and leads her through the ankle-high grass between the two fences. Exterior, street, night. Jack pulls Tina down the street.
Where are we going anyway?
There's only one reason my Tina isn't here right now, and it's because you are. I figure if I get rid of you, she'll come back.
And how do you plan on doing that? Like it or not, I'm stuck until Vicky pulls me out.
Jack stops in front of a minivan with fake wooden panels mounted to the sides. He lets go of Tina's arm, throws the passenger door open, then shoves her inside.
Well, then I guess I'll have to find a way to unstick you.
Jack's crazed eyes are the last thing we see as he swings the door shut. End of Act 2. Act 3. Exterior, desert, night. The minivan drives down a lonesome highway. The sand glows blue in the moonlight, butting up against the horizon. Interior, minivan, night. Tina rubs her eyes as she wakes up. Jack sits in the driver's seat, not wearing a seatbelt. A voice booms out over the radio.
We're led to believe everybody agrees with mind reading, yet everybody's scared to death of it. Look here, listeners. I say what I mean. You don't need to read my mind to know what's going on in there. So why does the Secret Service need to read my mind if I go see the president speak? This administration's anti-privacy agenda is a threat to democracy.
Jack reaches over and turns the radio down.
Good to see you're awake.
He tosses over a half-full plastic bag.
I stopped a few miles back to get some coffee and snacks. Eat up. We still got about 2 hours to go.
Where are you taking me?
It's classified.
Jack turns the radio back up. Tina gobbles down some potato chips as the DJ speaks.
I have some news for you liberals. If you don't have a problem with President Kerry trampling over our rights just because a Democrat, then I don't want to hear you complain when our next president, who will be a Republican, I assure you, you can't complain when the next president decides your feminazi college group needs their thoughts monitored too.
What a blowhard. I guess no matter what world you're on, there will be guys like this trying to divide people. Can't say I'm surprised Jack listens to something like this. Government worker micromanaging his marriage? Yeah, he seems the type.
Jack spits into a styrofoam cup and puts it back in the cup holder.
Judgmental much? Guess you want that different from my Tina after all. This jackass is all I can pick up out here.
Crap. Keep forgetting you can read my mind. I blame the lack of coffee. Don't have to go far at 4th and Bar, Lucero Auto.
Quit with that damn jingle.
How about you let me alone with my thoughts for like 2 freaking seconds, and maybe I'll stop with the damn jingle.
Jack smiles and taps the wheel.
You got some guts, I'll give you that. I'm not going to stop reading your mind, but it's admirable. Then again, I'd imagine traveling across all those worlds takes a lot of guts.
You have no idea.
Tina takes a granola bar out of the bag and opens the wrapper. She takes a bite. Chewy.
So, why doesn't your wife love you anymore?
The question catches Jack by surprise. He jerks the steering wheel, almost losing control of the van. Once he recovers, Tina continues.
Seems like she thinks your friend is pretty sexy. You had to see that coming.
Jack mulls it over as Tina munches on her granola bar.
I don't know. I was starting to think things were coming together, you know? When things picked up with the project, she was really supportive. She'd have dinner hot and ready whenever I got home. 8 p.m. or 8 a.m., it didn't matter. Then one day, I didn't make it home. President Kerry was coming in for some meetings, and we had to get ready. She said she understood, and I thought she did. Then the drifting started.
Drifting?
You know, like a log in a river. She was always out there on the water, but headed someplace, you know. I try to speak to her. I try to speak into her head, get a sense of what she was acting and how, but she would just be thinking about some stupid thing she'd seen on the television that day.
Did you ever ask her what was wrong?
Sure, a billion times. She'd just smile and say it was nothing, then go back to what she was doing. After a while, I just stopped asking. Why bother, right? Honestly, when I caught on about her and Andre, it was a relief. At least I knew she was feeling something.
Maybe you could have let her do her own thing for a while, figure herself out. My mom and dad had to do that.
Jack hunches over the wheel.
I don't know why I'm talking to you about this anyway. You might look like Tina, but you sure as hell ain't her.
Tina reaches out and puts her hand on Jack's shoulder.
Maybe it's because you realize you should have talked to her when you had the chance.
Jack grabs Tina's hand and shoves it away.
Get your damn hand off me. Who the hell are you to say that? You don't know me or her or anyone.
Yeah, but I've gotten pretty good at reading strange situations.
Just go back to sleep.
Jack turns the radio back up. Tina leans her head against the window, watching the mile markers tick by.
I wish there was some way to outsmart this guy, but he's not going to stop reading my mind long enough for me to figure something out.
She looks over at him, watching as he grumbles to himself behind the wheel.
I feel a little sorry for him. As somebody who's been through a world-ending breakup, I understand where he's at.
Jack glances at her out of the corner of his eye.
If you need a car, don't have to go far. At 4th and Bar, Lucero, Water, drive like a star.
Jack turns his attention back to the road.
When Jim and I broke up, I probably would have shot 20 people to fix it. Luckily, I met VICCI before I did anything too nutty. Some people might say Jack's a typical man taken to violence and anger, but are we really so different? If one of my friends had set her sights on Jim and Jim reciprocated, wouldn't I claw both of their eyes out? Jack might be angry, he might be violent, but he isn't the only those feelings. He's also in love, and he sees that love slipping away. Losing love affects men and women equally, I think. Heartbreak is universal across all realities. It always sucks.
A tear rolls down Jack's cheek.
It sure does.
Tina notes the distraction. Time to act before he starts reading her thoughts too closely.
If you need a car, don't have to go far. At 4th and Bar, Lucero, Water, drive like a star.
She leans forward.
Magic time.
Jack is startled, looking between Tina and the road.
Don't you even think about...
Tina grabs the wheel, turning it sharply to the right. Exterior, desert, night. The minivan's tires squeal as it careens off the road, hitting a ditch, which sends it into a flip. Interior, minivan, night. The minivan tumbles around, sending loose items everywhere. Jack's body slams around the cabin. The coffee cup hits the ceiling. Exterior, desert, night. The van's last flip leaves it upside down, tires spinning in the air. Interior, minivan, night. Tina wakes up, still buckled in her seat, her dress stained with coffee. Jack lies in a ball on the van's ceiling, head bleeding from the wounds old and new.
That's what you get for not wearing your seatbelt, asshole.
She unlatches her belt and holds onto the door as she lowers herself down. End of Act 3. Give me 1 second here. Exterior, desert, night. Act 4, sorry. Exterior, desert, night. The van is overturned in the sand. The moon glows bright in the sky, constellations barely visible through the clouds. Interior, van, night. Tina sits on the ceiling of the overturned van. Jack is sprawled out next to her, unconscious amid the broken glass. A dark stream of liquid inches towards her. She dips her fingers in it, brings them to her nose.
Coffee. Shit, I've got to get out of here before...
A coyote howls in the distance.
Where's that gun, jackass?
She reaches down and pats Jack's jacket. Nothing.
Looks like I'm stuck with you until morning.
She leans back against the dashboard.
God, it feels nice to think honest thoughts again. The past few hours have felt absolutely fucking suffocating. Sometimes thoughts cross your mind you'll never act on. Like, what if I jump off this bridge? Or I wonder if anybody would miss that homeless guy if I killed him and hid the body. Little stupid thoughts that everybody has. They come from nowhere. They mean nothing. They're like graffiti on the wall as you're walking down the street. But we'd all be mortified if anybody heard them. Imagine having to lock that all down. It's no way to live. But as soon as he wakes up, I'll need to be ready to do it again. How do you outsmart a telepath? He'll be able to tell if I'm lying, even to myself. I need to find a way to bring out the real emotion underneath the lie.
Interior, theater, day. Tina stands on a bare stage with a script in her hand. J.R. Riley, 40s, her director, scratches some notes on a yellow legal pad. His sweater vest bunches up around his baby bump of a midsection, his glasses hanging off the tip of his nose.
No, no, no. I don't believe for 1 second you're a Mafanwi prince. You say you're in love with Mog Edwards, but I only hear meek little Tina Infantino pretending at passion.
Look, I have the lines, but the stuff is so dry. I am a draper mad with love. Who talks like that?
J.R. hops onto the stage.
This is Thomas, my dear. There is more passion in one punctuation mark than some people feel in a lifetime. It's all there, between the lines, but you'll never see it if you can't make it real to you. Have you ever loved somebody?
Tina thinks for a moment.
Well, I love Jim.
No. I'm not talking about some simple schoolgirl crush fueled by alcohol and sleep deprivation. Real love. Burning love. Love that won't let you stop thinking about it.
It's Jim. I love Jim like that.
J.R. grabs Tina by the shoulders.
Fine. If it's Jim, then how would you feel if he was always just out of reach? If, despite all this passion, you could never touch him, never see him? What if somebody ripped him away from you?
Tina's eyes sink.
I don't know what I'd do.
J.R. tilts her head up to look her in the eye.
There's my Mafanwi. Now say the lines, quickly, before you lose it.
I will knit you a wallet of forget-me-not blue, for the money to be comfy. I will warm your heart by the fire, so that you can slip it in under your vest. Then the shop is closed. Yes, Mog. Yes, Mog, yes. Yes, yes.
J.R. smiles at her.
See? You take something from your own life, apply it to these dry words, and find the real emotion underneath. That's all acting is, my dear. Convincing yourself that you could be somebody else, even for a moment.
Interior, van, night. Jack rolls over. He's still asleep, but coughing up something that might be blood or might be dinner. It's hard to tell. Tina looks out the window over the desert.
My name is Tina Stepford. My name is Tina Stepford. I'm a housewife in the suburbs. I live to make my husband happy.
Interior, kitchen, day. Young Tina, 13, sits at a table eating a sandwich while Mom and Dad yell at each other in the background. We can't hear the words, just white noise. Interior, van, night. Tina rips off her apron and cleans her face. She leans down and brushes Jack's hair out of his eyes.
My name is Tina Stepford, and my husband has been such a jerk lately. I really can't be bothered to care anymore. Sometimes it seems like his work is more important to him than I am. I want to redecorate the living room. I want you to look at me like Andre did. I want to feel a spark when you kiss me, Jack. I want our first date every night forever. Is that so much to ask?
Jack's eyes flutter open. He blinks away the blood pouring down his face. When he moves, the sound of crunching glass accompanies the motion.
Tina? Tina, is that you?
Tina scoops up his head in her arms.
Oh, Jack. Oh, dear, don't move. You'll only hurt yourself more.
What happened? I was driving.
Jack looks up at Tina as if he's seen a ghost.
You grabbed the wheel. You better start running, you stupid bitch, or I'm going to...
Tina grabs his ear.
Now stop that right now, mister, or I'm going to rip this darn thing off.
Wait.
Jack looks into Tina's eyes. He sees something there that was there before, then wasn't, but came back just now.
It's you.
Tina hugs him hard, pulling his head into her bosom and rocking him gently back and forth.
Of course it is, you big jerk. Careful now, slowly. Can you feel this?
She pinches his leg.
Christ, that stings!
Good, then you aren't paralyzed.
She reaches over Jack to open the driver's side door. The van is tilted just enough that Jack spills out onto the ground. Exterior, desert, night. Tina shambles out of the van behind Jack, crawling over him, then helping him to his feet.
Could have taken it a little slower.
What happened? Why were we driving out here? Where are we?
So, you don't remember anything?
I remember dinner. We were eating dinner, then nothing. What happened? Where's Andre?
Jack grimaces, pulls back from Tina, turns away.
Andre, huh? Of course you're worried about him.
Tina spins Jack back around until he's facing her again.
Jack Nicholas Stepford. Have you been reading my mind? How dare you violate me like that?
Jack grabs her arm.
Don't turn this around on me. You're the one who kept pretending that he was kissing your neck.
Well, maybe if you'd kiss my neck every now and then, I wouldn't have to imagine somebody else doing it.
Tina stomps across the sand and sits on a rock to look at the moon. Close on Tina, something glitches inside her. Exterior, Aubrey Park, night. A younger, happier Tina and Jack fall back on a blanket, clothing askew. They bask in the afterglow and stare at the moon. Exterior, desert, night. Tina looks shocked. That wasn't her memory, but it felt so real. Jack limps up behind her. He's taken his shirt off and wrapped it around his head to stem the bleeding. He's carrying his jacket in his right hand.
That was a good night, huh?
There you go, reading my mind again.
I just had to be sure of something.
Tina turns around, sees Jack's makeshift bandage.
You look like an idiot.
They both chuckle. Tina shivers. Jack drapes his jacket over her shoulders.
Yep.
He sits down beside her. A moment of silence passes between them.
What's wrong here? What happened to us?
Tina reaches out and takes his hand.
I love you a lot. Please know that. I knew when my mind started wandering, those weren't thoughts a married woman should be having. You have to understand, I didn't think you even gave a crap anymore.
Jack taps his uninjured temple with 2 fingers.
All you had to do was look up there if you haven't had any doubt of that.
A tear drifts down Tina's cheek.
But you're my husband. I shouldn't have to read your mind to know you love me. I should just know, you know? Maybe if you didn't spend so much time on that damn project, it would be a little more obvious.
The project? Tina, everything I do there, everything I do is for my career, is for you, for us. How do you think we can pay for our house, the pool, the new granite countertops that you love so much?
I do love those.
Tina lays her head on Jack's shoulder.
But what good is it if you're never there to enjoy it with me? I didn't marry you to land on the cover of Home and Garden magazine. I married you because you made me all warm and fuzzy inside. We could live in a damn van for all I care. I just need you in my life again.
Jack lays his head on hers, playing with her hair as they stare at the moon. Tina's eyes close. Jack coughs to wake her up.
You really don't care about it? The house, or any of it?
It's nice, but I'd rather have you.
Maybe we could just pitch a tent out here. Reunite with nature.
Tina looks up at him with a twinkle in her eye.
Make love in the moonlight?
Just like our first date.
They move close. A kiss. Electricity sparks between them. It's passionate. They're lost in each other until lights, wind, sand, the sound of helicopter blades.
What's that?
Jack looks up to see a helicopter.
Project Olympus! Shit! Delroy found me somehow.
Jack points to the road. A dozen Humvees tear down the lonesome highway towards the wrecked van at the side of the road.
What do we do?
Jack jumps up and puts his hands in the air.
They want me. You'll be safe if you stay here. Do whatever they say.
He takes a few steps towards the approaching convoy.
No, I love you. We were only now.
Then be here when I get back.
Tina wraps her arms around him, shaking her head.
No. We can run. We can...
They'll always find us.
Jack kisses her one final time, then pushes her away. He continues towards the road. Tina stands in the desert, tears streaming down her face. She pulls his jacket tight around her shoulders.
If you'd have told me a few hours ago I'd be blubbering over this blockhead, I'd have laughed in your face. But as he leaves, I can feel my heart breaking. Maybe it isn't my heart. It's Tina Stepford's. That little piece of her that still loves him. It's part of me somehow.
A vibration. Rainbow light shines through the pocket on Tina's apron.
Vicky, oh thank God!
Tina fishes the phone out. On the screen, multicolored swirling particles. The display reads, waiting for user confirmation. Tina hits the home button below the screen. A green light washes over her face. On the screen, the display reads, identity confirmed. The particles fade. Vicky's cartoon face appears.
Listen, you need to be more careful. I'm an advanced electronic device. If home base has to repair me one more time, they're going to start charging you. Good call engaging the auto lock back there. You could have stopped him before he shorted out my battery, though. Boy, did that sting. So, are you ready to begin this mission?
Tina looks out towards the convoy. The Humvees stop. Jack falls to his knees as armed security closes in.
I think the mission's over.
Are you crying? What did I miss? Must be juicy. Perhaps I should consult this world's FAQ.
Don't bother. It's a sick, sad world anyway. In fact, don't take me to another world like this for a while. I don't think my heart can take it. My mind either.
Vicky's cartoon face rolls her eyes.
Jeez, save it from his lonely hearts. So you ready to move on then?
The armed security loads Jack to the back of a Humvee. Two men start out towards Tina.
No, but we do need to leave. And Vicky?
Yes?
Make the next world somewhere awesome.
Tina wipes her face with her jacket.
I'm tired of all this emo crap.
On the screen, Earths swirl across the display.
You got it. Trust me, sister, this next world is going to make you feel like a kid again. Guaranteed. Prepare for infinity.
A rainbow aura surrounds Tina's body. The desert melts around them. Tina floats in a sea of nothing. A white dot appears on the horizon. Her body flies towards it as the aura glows brighter and brighter. Violin music kicks in.
See that little white dot? It is me. I am it. I'm electric. I am the sun and the stars and the wind and the air. I am the melody God strums on the strings of the universe. I am pure possibility spliced together with skin. I am infinite Tina.
Tina disappears in the distance.
And I am in transition.
Fade out. The end. All right, that's a wrap. I want to thank you guys so much. We got through the hard parts. Had a cast member drop out midway through, and we still managed to make it. This is great. I want to thank all of you for reading this. I really enjoyed the read. I saw a couple spots in the script I need to tighten up a little bit, but all very, very good. I want to go ahead and let everyone introduce themselves. First of all, well, I'm Bill Meeks. You guys know me. Tina.
Hi, I'm Anne-Marie DeSimone.
Where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at @AMDesimone.
Okay, next up, Jack.
Yes, I'm Joel VANVALKENBURG Huff. I'm on Twitter at Bizaux, which is BIZAUX, and I don't even know if it showed up right there, that little box right there. It's for a blog I write called Ghost Train Story. It's at ghosttrainstory.blogspot.com. It's just a horror story about a ghost train.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, Vicky.
Yeah, my name is Rebecca Johnson, and you can find me on Twitter at DerbyKid. That's DERBYKID.
And you also host a great podcast called Supergirl Radio.
I do.
Okay, Andre.
Hey, I'm Bobby Hawke. You can find me on Twitter at InevitableHawke. Calling in as these two do, with the exception of We're So Lost.
Excellent. Okay, Georgina?
Hi, I'm Elizabeth LaFencia. You can find me on Facebook, and you can also find me on Twitter at Queen_Liz87, I believe is what it is.
And finally, last but not least, Tim Delroy / J.R. Riley / the voice of the cat.
And the radio guy.
And the radio guy.
Hi, I'm That's right. Don't forget that radio guy. I'm Jason George. Mostly I'm on Facebook. You can find me there under that name, not to be confused with the actor of the same name who makes a living like on Law and Order or whatever. And I'm occasionally on Twitter at JJasonGeorge, but primarily if I'm on Twitter, it's to run a joke account that my friends and I have called Rick's There. Mixes a love of professional wrestling with popular culture. And follow us on Facebook and like us on Twitter.
Awesome. Well, again, I want to thank you guys so much. If you like the script at all, if you have any comments, if you're interested in maybe helping produce it or something like that, definitely feel free to contact me, bill@universebox.com. I'm on Twitter, @BillMeeks. And if you're listening to the podcast version, right away we're going to go into a little discussion amongst us about the story and everything. And if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, just refresh the YouTube channel. We should be going live in about 5 minutes with that. So thank you all so much again for listening to Infinite Tina, and have a good night.
Yay!